Let's go. Get a little water down the old pipe, get a little water down the pipe.
Crack a few vertebrae.
2 weeks, no alcohol, bro. I cut it out. No more beer. Just smoking
you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah, for no reason at all. I just went for it.
Feeling?
I'm good, dude. I honestly, dude, I never thought in a million years that not drinking, because I wasn't like heavy. I didn't drink. I drank a lot meaning like every day, but like I didn't consume a lot of alcohol every single day. Like I'd throw back beers and shit. And I'm like, dude, this is like, I'll give it a shot, but I didn't expect the results to be like the amount of clarity that I have.
Oh yeah,
is insane. Bro. It's insane. It's just it's mind blowing, and it really weirds me out in a good positive way. And I'll save it because maybe we'll chat just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get on that
if it pops up. But with that being said, warning: the conversations in this podcast are performed by the cavemen. For your safety and the protection of those around you, please do not attempt to take anything you hear too seriously on the show. And welcome back to the cave. We back. Welcome back to the cave.
What's up, man? What's happening? Yee. We in this mug, man. Shout out to Joe Reezy, man. Shout out to Proper. Oh, from the 8. I got Chef in the house, man. I got my boy Nate in the house, man. Nate from the 8 as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 831. You know Homegrown in this mug. You know what I'm saying? Salad bowl. We got the Wizard of Salas right here, man, introducing everybody. And let's get started. Let's get right into it, man. Because I just want to express my gratitude to Selena's Fool and the comics of the 831, man, because they've been showing me a lot of love, bro, and real recognized, real talent, you know what I mean? And it's just nothing but love from us at the cave, you know what I mean? And let's get it connected, let's get the link started, you know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, this is my dude Nate, man, and he in here, he's a comic, bro, aspiring comic. Yo, this dude funny as shit, man. This fool had me laughing like a motherfucker at the last show, man. And shout out to Jay Cohen and James Mena. But man, Nate, you had me laughing, bro. So I want to ask, bro, man, like, what's your official stage name?
Well, shit, wherever I'm at, it's different, dog. So fucking whoever's hosting, they shout me out differently. I mean, I just go by Nate. They call me Nate the Great over there at XL for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Nate the Great. I'm feeling.
Yeah.
We'll got you in. We got you in the comedy, man. That's it,
bro. So I love comedy my whole life, dog. Like I just like watching it. It was like a way to get away. You know what I mean? Laughing is always good. Just telling jokes with your boys. And then like one day at the Bearded Bean, dog, I was like, my boy asked me, he's like, "Hey, if you were on stage, what would you do on stage?" You know what I mean? And I used to freestyle and shit. I was like, nah, I wouldn't rap in public. You know what I mean? But I was like, maybe comedy, dude. We did one set and then I just started from there. You know what I mean? I did like a little like 2-3 minute set, nervous as hell. And then just ran with it, dog. Just kept writing jokes and then trying to hit as many mics as I could in Salinas.
How was it for the first, like your very first time doing a set? Like, how was that? Because I have had to do like some public speaking in my time in the wine industry, and it took me a while. Like, I'm not a very shy person. I'm very personable and I like to talk. And so I felt like it was going to come easy to me. And the first time when I'm standing in front of all of these people, like, it was tough. It was very tough for me. How was that for you? How did you get over that stage fright?
Well, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it was nerve-wracking, dude, because you can't read minds, you know what I mean? And you can't talk to each person individually. Like with a one-on-one conversation, it's easy to talk because you guys can nitpick at each other. You guys go back and forth. And then on top of that, you're not really talking to the audience in the sense of having a conversation. You're trying to build a conversation with their own mind. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, getting over that is just like, all right, I have to make sure my story's right and make sure I know what's going to hit them in order to hit the next thing the next topic I'm going to talk about or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but.
No, it kind of does. It kind of does because, like you said, you don't have nothing to bounce off of anybody. It's not a conversation for say. It's you telling a story, telling a joke, and hoping and praying that it's going to be well received by the hundreds of people that are just staring at you, waiting for that joke to happen. You know?
Exactly. Like bombing was hard, man. Especially like that's another thing. Like bombing in front of people definitely is one thing you have to get over. So once you bomb, like after you get over your first couple of bombs, then it becomes easy talking more and more, you know? Like you get more comfortable. You know you're not going to hit everybody in the room all the time. But when you do, that's what you're looking for, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's dope because like, you know, it's one thing to be like funny within your social circle, you know what I mean? When you control the elements, when you are in your element, you know what I'm saying? And but stepping out of that comfort zone, you know what I mean, and going out into the abyss, the open ocean where anything goes, man. That's maritime law, you know what I'm saying? You say the wrong thing, they put you to the chopping board, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's a lot of bravery, man, and that's a lot of balls. It's pretty ballsy, if you ask me, to be in that line of work. You know, and it's quite similar to. I would argue that the intensity is quite similar to like battle rap. You know what I mean? Because you're subject to the forces, man. Like they're gonna criticize the fuck out of you for what you say, man. That shit's, and you know, with the new camera era, the new digital age, man, that shit's forever.
Hell yeah, bro. That's why we gotta be careful. I mean, like as a comedian coming up, we try to mitigate video as much as we can, man. I mean, we got our people that do video, but within the audience, we kind of try to make sure that stays out of the clear because you don't know how people are going to spin things. You know what I mean? A lot of comedy clubs, they tell you not to like put your phone away. They put your phone in a lockbox before you get in. That way there's no like jokes leaking out and everything. So, but like, it's not as crazy here in Salinas. We're not that big. And I'm lucky that I don't have like, you know, like a crazy corporate job where like, if I say something crazy, I'll, you know, they'll cancel me and I'll like lose my livelihood, you know?
Yeah. Why you think I got this mask, man? Everything I'm saying is AI generated.
Yeah, right.
It's not real.
I know. I was like, damn. I was thinking about putting on a mask. I was like, dude, I seen you guys in podcast. Let me just shadow clone myself, dog.
What was you about to say, Chef? You about to lead into something?
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say that's something that I don't think a lot of people think about. You know, whether they're in a comedy club or they're sitting on their couch watching like a either like a Netflix series of comedians or even something on YouTube where they're at like the Laugh Factory or something like that. I don't think a lot of people realize that in this day and age, just like you said, you know, if you work for these bigger companies, corporate especially, and you say something wrong, that could be the end of your job. And I know a lot of upcoming comedians, they're not doing comedy full time. The comedy is not paying to put a roof over your head, food on the table, and clothes on your back. So there's something else you're relying on, and you don't want to fuck that up.
True.
But you still want to be funny. So yeah, that's interesting. That's something honestly I didn't really think about.
Yeah, it's crazy though, man, because a lot of the comics, they just do it on their spare time. Like a lot of people use it like as an outlet just to have a voice, you know what I mean? It's one of the easiest, hardest ways to have a voice, if that makes sense. like you could get on the mic and talk about anything, and it could be funny to somebody, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be funny to everybody. But some people just go up there to like, you know what I mean, talk about their trauma and stuff, which like can be funny, but is not always funny. If that makes sense.
You gotta
It's
be
like,
super relatable in that aspect. You know what I mean? Because like somebody can be on the other end of your joke and just trash you for what you say.
Hell yeah,
like,
bro.
fuck what you saying, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good to be witty with your jokes. You know what I mean? Like you could offend somebody, but if you offend them in a smart enough way where it's like, oh, okay, I get it, you know, then you could kind of get away with being offensive. So
yeah, I've been digging lately. My fiance is a huge Tony Hinchcliffe Kill Tony fan, so every single, I think it's Monday or Tuesday, every single Monday or Tuesday night, we are watching Kill Tony every single week, like every week.
Funny, dude. Are you watching the road?
And I watch everything. I watch everything that Joe Rogan and the Mothership does. I forgot what they call, but they do these little. Yeah, I think it's the roast thing where two people, they get like 5. They each get 5 turns to roast one another.
No, I like it when they get that random the guest.
Oh yeah, no. So when they do the bucket pool, dude, that's what I was gonna say. When they do the bucket pool, like I have seen some of these comedians just absolutely tank, and when I say roasted, they get roasted. Like I'm sitting at home. I'm thousands of miles away from wherever this is being recorded, and I'm slumping down in my seat like, dude, I feel really bad for that person. Like, and some of the times I'm like, man, dude, like I hope that they're mentally strong enough to not go home and do something stupid after being roasted like that, because some of them are like, oh my goodness, like
I mean, you paying to get in there, bro. You got some money already, so you paying to get in there, you paying to chill, you having the experience, man.
But
you know,
you can tell though when some of the people that come up and flop, you can tell that they're not like all the way there. Like they will say like some of the dumbest shit, and they actually think that they're funny. Like, and yeah, you could just tell, man. Like, I don't know if they got dropped when they were a baby. Like, I don't know, but I do know that they're not picking up on the social cues, like at all, bro. Picking up on the clues.
You think they're getting taken advantage of? Dude, that's funny as shit.
Definitely, there's a lot of big egos out there. That like, God. You know what I mean? Ego kind of goes over talent sometimes. So like some people think they're like the funniest people ever, but for some reason nobody else believes it except them. You know what I mean? And they'll keep going, dog. They'll keep going for whatever reason. And I don't know, but for me, I kind of like applaud it. You know what I mean? I wish I had that much tenacity to keep going and just keep bombing every day, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, I could tell myself, like, oh, I bombed or some shit, you know what I mean? There's some people out there that bomb and be like, I think I did all right, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dog.
Hey, yeah, I killed it tonight, man. Tough crowd. Yeah. It was just a tough crowd.
Exactly.
It's just the law of attraction, man. At that point, you know, as long as they delude themselves to the point where they believe that shit real, maybe that shit gonna happen, bro.
Hey,
I mean, you think about it though, like, yeah, it is ego, but if like you are, if you go up there and bomb, right, and you think that you're funny, you think that you're hilarious, and you have like there's nothing, no worries at all. You don't care what people think to that degree is actually pretty impressive. You would think that would be like a blissful life because, you know, for me and a lot of people, I don't know if being a person that's able to have that inner monologue with themselves, they say like there's I forgot the percentage, but there's a large group of people that don't have an inner monologue with themselves during the day. And I wonder if those same type of people are the same people, the ones that don't have an inner monologue, if they're the same people that honestly in their heart and soul, they don't don't care or worry about what other people think. And then you add on like a big ego to that is just wild. But again, you think that would be blissful because like for myself, like I will tell, people, I don't care what people think. I give two shits when in all reality, I care so much what people think of me. You know what I mean? I care like probably too much. So yeah, being on the other side of that spectrum has got to be, some sort of like peacefulness to not care, not worry, just move on and do your shit every day.
That's actually a superpower in like comedy, like caring what people think, because that's how you relate to people and that's how you make people laugh. You know what I mean? So it's like that puts you over, like having a big ego, not caring about what people think. I mean, you could be funny doing it, but a lot of people really care what people think in comedy. You know what I mean? Comedy to get a reaction. And the reaction you want is a laugh. You know what I mean? If you're not getting no laugh, then you're not in the right business, You go to like marketing, you sell some shit or something. But if you're not getting a laugh, dog, that's the whole business is laughing,
So you got to be like genuinely funny at that point. You got first it's niche because everybody's different, right? So your kind of funny is not going to be my kind of funny, possibly. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have a different crowd for sure. But if you is genuinely funny in whatever aspect that you're funny in, you will generate a crowd for sure. But at some point, it's got to give, right? That's what they're saying. You know what I mean? You gotta really relate to your crowds at that point because not everybody gonna be on that wavelength their entire life. You know what I mean? So you as a comedian, you gotta evolve. You gotta restructure your jokes. You gotta reapproach the game, you gotta put some different clothes on, you know what I'm saying, for the next show. So, it's like it's a wild card game, you know what I mean? It's like Uno, you don't know which one you're gonna get, where I'm gonna be at the next venue, you know what I mean? Unless you got a contract going or something like that. So yeah, man, it's really all on the fly. And I give a lot of credit to them comedians, bro, because it's not like rap, not like hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of things is highly structured in music. You know what I mean? Because it's had a little bit of more time to develop as an art form that's being marketed, you know what I'm saying? It's being marketed. But yeah, man. So what got you into comedy in the first place?
Like I said, man, like I like telling jokes. I like writing a lot, man. And then it's like how, like, you could do open mics and you could do like poetry, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't think poetry was something that per se I would like to do like very outward. I mean, writing poetry is different. It's like getting it out, like you feel shit, you want to fucking write. That's me personally. I fucking journal. I do all that shit. But now it's like writing to like, I guess just to get something out, but also I just like writing, bro. And I really like funny shit, like cartoons, like Family Guy. Like I like to be comical in that way. Like I want that bit to be like, it could be on Family Guy or something, or on The Simpsons or on South Park, So.
Okay. Speaking real quick, you said you like the cartoons and stuff that's funny. Have you ever looked into The Far Side?
No. What is that?
So it's kind of like I guess a comic. Let me look. I forgot the name of the author, but The Far Side. Oh man, dude. So it came out like it was very popular in the 90s, and it's a book, and then each page has like an old school like cartoon. What I mean by that is it's like one picture with whatever you have going on in the scene, and then you have the little blurps above, like the little blurps that you above each character, and then they each say something. And it's pretty much like it's like a comic book, yeah, but it absolutely hilarious. The Far Side, I highly recommend it. It's a fun little thing just to kind of have on your coffee table, or it's kind of like a conversation starter, but you literally flip through it. If you look up The Far Side, Gary Larson is the artist, but I think that based on what you're telling me on like writing and whether that be poetry or just writing in general, and you appreciate that, I think you would, and then tying that in with the comedy, you would appreciate the Far Side books that they have.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and they got some real funny ones. Like they do some political ones, and but they're not all of them are winners. But again, I thought that you would enjoy that.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, do you?
Hold on, before we move on, let's check this comment section real quick because they're talking about how about Children's Hospital and Adult Swim?
Okay.
I haven't seen that
Hospital.
Yeah.
I've seen the commercials for it, but Children's
I like that.
Hospital.
I like that mushroom show that they got. The new mushroom show that they got on Adult Swim.
They have Adult Swim still?
Government and shit, huh?
They still have Adult Swim?
I mean, shit, they still putting out content. They just put out a show. Yeah, they got I think, you could subscribe to their app or something like that. You could see their new content.
Wow. I'm surprised they're still up and going.
It's pretty fringe, man. Yeah, that mushroom show, whatever the fuck that shit's called.
That shit looks funny.
Yeah, that shit's talking about how the pharmaceuticals know that there's a wonder drug and they're hiding it from us. Some shit like that.
What?
Yeah. And
I'm sure they have something, bro.
Shows reflecting it or something like that. But anyway,
that's right up my alley.
So moving forward, you know what I mean? Do you prefer like this new age form of comedy where everyone's using the fucking social media to get an edge, with the aesthetics and all that stuff? Or did you like it like when it was raw, Eddie Murphy, you know what I'm saying? Eddie Murphy.
It's cool that it's like the raw shit is way better because fucking now it's kind of like superficial, artificial. You know what I mean? Like, you get 1 million clicks on your joke or whatever, but like, how about a whole hour? You know what I mean? There's a lot of like social media people that are coming out and doing comedy, and I don't really know how funny they are. I don't go out and watch them, but I've heard that a lot of people that come out of social media, they go to do comedy and they're not as funny as their social media. Cause like, it's a whole different aspect. Like social media is a little bit more scripted. Like, I mean, if you're doing reels and shit, but like, if you're doing reels of your jokes, like it's cool. But I hope I get 1 million views on like an hour special rather than like a 30-second clip. You know what I mean?
Word.
So that's how I feel.
Yeah. I kind of had the same mentality when it came to music because like a lot of guys made some really, really good hits, you know what I'm saying? And then you see them on stage and it's like, bro, what the fuck was I paying for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's like I already bought that, right?
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, bro,
I want something different. Yeah.
If I wanted to see this, I could have put my homie on the mic for fucking for a karaoke, right? at the bowling alley in Park Bay, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to round one, you know what I'm saying? But,
exactly.
But
performance is definitely a big part, dude. Like I'm seeing as I move forward that like, my stage presence isn't the best stage present. Like I don't have super high energy on stage, which like I think what I'm doing is trying to get through my jokes first, trying to be good at them, saying slow, being thorough. That way, when the time does come where it's like a big ass crowd to have high energy, I could put that shit out like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as long as I get to know my jokes and remember my jokes and then be able to have a feel for what the crowd wants and have a feel for like what the crowd is like getting involved in, then like I'll bring a lot more energy to it. You know what I mean? But right now it's like I'm in dungeons and shit fucking telling comedy. So
yeah, nah, we underground with this shit, right?
really underground, bro. Especially at XL, dog.
Yeah, no, shout out to Public XL, XL Public House, you know what I mean? They show major love. Shout out to Main Street. Shout out to all the businesses on Main Street in the
hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they all show love, you know what I mean?
They doing it.
Shout out to Bearded
Bean. Heirloom, Bearded Bean.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So shout out to all of them. And shout out to the cave. But
the cave. That's right.
What are some of your inspirations, bro? Like, I know we went through this during the last comedy special that we had at XL, but for the viewers of the cave, who are some of your inspirations?
So when I first, the first comic I probably ever watched, stand up, was a videotape my uncle showed me. It was a Filipino comic named Rex Navarrete. And then he was just doing Filipino jokes was funny because there wasn't a lot of Filipinos out there doing comedy. It was way before Joe Coy's era. You know what I mean? He's old. Yeah. He's an old dude, and he was doing jokes that only resonate with Filipinos. But then I started really watching more comedy, and it was Dave Chappelle popped up, Cat Williams popped up, you know what I mean? Who else? Recently I've been see, the thing is I didn't really get into watching straight, whatever videos popped up, that's what I was watching. So Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams for a while were my top comics, And then now I'm seeing fucking Mike Epps. I've been recently watching Mike Epps. That fool is fucking hilarious.
He is hilarious, dude. He is hilarious.
He's a beast, dog. He's
probably one of my favorites. I would say he's definitely in my top 5 for sure.
He's and it's not a lot of controversy that's linked with him. He's just a funny nigga.
Dog. That's one of the most authentic comedians I probably think is super authentic, fucking genuine as fuck, and just being himself on stage,
Exactly. He is not even doing a set. He is up there talking. That's how I feel. He's just talking, and I think if you were to show up at his house on Thanksgiving with all of his family, you would run into that exact same Mike Epps at any given time.
He sound like even in the movies, you'd be I seen that when we seen him in the Resident Evil movie, when we seen him in the Friday movies, it's I feel like if you took the cameras off that fool, he's still the same nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
So exactly. And that's still the same dude. So
that's the dopest thing about that dude, dog, because he's not putting on a front. Even I watch his shows on show on Netflix, The Upshaws. He's the same character in that shit, just talking shit the whole time, dog, and it's funny, dude. It's funny.
And then
what do you?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Go ahead.
Sorry. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Kevin Hart? Because I am of the belief he is a government plant. I don't think. I think he's a plant of some sort for sure. I don't think that he came up like that. That's my right there. Boom. Let's go.
He's definitely industry kind of plantish. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. He was funny as shit in that Scary Movie. You know what I mean?
Scary Movie?
Yeah, a lot of people hate on that Scary Movie because I think that's the Scary Movie that
is it a newer one?
No. Was it Scary Movie 3?
Okay, I didn't. That makes sense.
Which one?
I saw 1 and 2. I didn't see 3.
I don't really know him from movies. I only know him from his stand-up. So when I found out he did stand-up, and then I seen him get big in stand-up, then I started seeing him in movies. You know what I mean? He's always an extra or some shit. So he was in a Scary Movie. He possibly could be a plant, man, because he was always in the background, you know what I mean?
He was in Scary Movie 3. He was funny as shit in Scary Movie 3. He was in there with I forgot what the other actor's name was. They were talking about Black Cod or some shit like that. That shit was funny as shit.
One of the Wayans, I wonder, the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, them boys was fruity. No. See, this is the movie where I think there was a dispute for the rights of the movie franchise, and if I'm not mistaken, the Wayans brothers lost that dispute, or I don't know what the case may be, but more or less, it wasn't made by them. It was made by the fucking the production company or whatever, or the movie, the producers or whatever, the people who put it out were not the Wayans brothers. And I mean, a lot of people give that movie flack, but I thought that those two motherfuckers was funny as shit in that movie. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Could you guys explain a little bit more what a plant is? Like, just somebody that's put in through the government to entertain, or like just to sway media opinion? What is a plant exactly?
I would say, yeah, exactly what you just said.
I would go deeper.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna let Reese go deeper, but real quick, I find it really funny that the whole everything going on with P. Diddy, I feel like dude has like disappeared. Like Kevin Hart has disappeared. He was on commercials all the time. He was always doing some cameo in his show. Had a movie going on or a new special coming out. And
that all that shit's coming out May 12th. That shit's going down. Bro. May 12th this year. All that shit with P. Diddy is going down May 12th.
Yep. May 5th. May 5th is when because he denied, he had something to do with, there was a plea deal and he denied it. So he didn't take the plea deal, which makes me think, yeah, he's going to go to trial, which means he's got something under his belt. But I think, dude, like I said, I think Kevin Hart, I think he's very involved in that, but I won't stray too far off of the idea that he may or may not be a plant. But I guess to sum it up before Reese takes it over, like to generalize it, yeah, I think that he was kind of put there to, yeah. I mean, I guess I should have. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to break down like what I think about him.
Not to piggyback off of what you said, bro. Like a plant is someone who is groomed for those opportunities. Someone who even before their conception, someone was like, "Hey, we got something. We need to fill this spot. They're gonna do this, that, and the third. We got a whole list for these motherfuckers to do. Let's find the talent." You know, and they go scouting for the talent. They find people and they groom them into that position. You know, and then eventually, hey, we got a spot for you in this film. We do this, do that. Really, you're just being puppeteered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's well put.
You know, like my family came out of the motherfucking Philippines, bro. Like they a bunch of pygmies, bro. You know, they came from nothing, man, surviving fucking, you know, tropical storms, crocodiles, and floods and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people don't, you know, they come from nothing, man, you know. So you got to respect the artist that comes from nothing, not somebody who's groomed into the position.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Someone who goes into the game and figures out how to play the game, not someone who's taught the game from the beginning.
But yeah, and so to piggyback on that think about it like this though. Okay, so rather than so Aris just kind of explained, right, the grooming, and you got them kind of set up and you can use them whenever you want to use them. Okay, so what does that have to do with like what's negative about that, right? And I think it's like the elites, the feds, the whatever you want to call them, they're everywhere, dude. They are everywhere. They're in your local government. They own businesses. They are in the judicial system, the executive branch, you know, all of these things.
Yeah,
actors, actresses. So they're
in the Freemason temples.
Yeah, they're everywhere, right? They're everywhere. So they always got eyes and ears. So yes, he's a comedian. Yes, he's an actor. But now when he takes this role and he's a part of this movie, or if he's at this dinner or he's at this award ceremony, it's just one more set of eyes that they have, eyes and ears, to kind of collect data, collect information. Not only that, but to put out their opinions and put out, you know, what they think. And usually we just had the 2024 election.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of these artists, a lot of these actors, a lot of these just people in general that are hopping in and they're putting their opinion, they're doing their tweets that are going to be seen by millions of people, that are followed by millions of people. There are so many sheep out there that I wish I knew the exact number, and I don't, but like how many people voted for Kamala Harris, not because they wanted Kamala, not because they liked Kamala Harris or that they supported any of her ideas or views. It's because Oprah. These people, they look up to Oprah or they look up to Beyonce
J-Lo or Beyonce.
Yeah,
I got you.
Or Britney Spears or Lady Gaga, whatever. These people that they idolize these people and they're able to use them to their advantage, such as gaining votes during an election. I mean, we saw all of this. If you've ever looked at like Agenda, I think it's Agenda 2030, but they did like a whole. I could have the operation name wrong. I think it's Agenda 2030, but they did this whole mock setup of COVID before COVID even happened.
Oh wow!
And that like part of the training manual that they were handing out to these people that they wanted to unroll said event. I mean, it literally looked like if you were to screenshot your Twitter and your feed on Instagram. And you might have, like right now, if I go on mine, I might have somebody famous that made a post, right? Well, they had all of this down on paper. So it literally had, one of them was called like Lil Rapper X. And so it was not an actual person, but they were using him as an example. And it showed underneath like how many followers he had. So it was this whole plan that they had rolled out. Like a mock plan of what would happen during COVID. So all these people essentially are plants, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
I bet you they have like a CIA training center for kids, not to be like weapons of mass destruction, but weapons of like media. You know what I mean? Like I bet you they have a little spot. And then they got these people like, oh, she's going to do wonders in this, put her in politics. She's going to do wonder in this, put her in a movie. She's going to
look at the
wonders in this, go fucking sing, you know what I mean? Go rap. The media is a big platform just to sway any opinion. I mean, after the printing press, now we got fucking TikTok and all that shit. That's a powerful fucking, that's like 10x. That's like the fucking... what do you call it? The fucking printing press on like some fucking government steroids that you never heard of or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right though, man. It's a fucking monster. I'll tell you that.
The GATE program. Like I don't know how old you are, but like I was born in 1990. And so when I was growing up in school, we had what was called the GATE program, which stand for the Gifted and Talented Education. And I was a part of that. And I thought when my mom got the letter in the mail that I was going to be a part of the GATE program, I thought it was super cool, like gifted and talented. Like I remember sitting in class and watching the smart kids get pulled out of, reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and they get to go do fun stuff that no one knows what they're doing, So it was kind of secretive. It was super cool. Like I was happy to be a part of it. And you look back now, like that was a whole CIA operation. Like they were trying to figure out. It was recruitment. Exactly. So that's they do this.
Star testing is. That's what, you know what I mean? Like whatever government information you're giving in school, they're pretty much vetting to see like, all right, who could we use? You know what I mean? And if you're under the radar and you just blow up one day, shit, man.
Yep. They're going to be mad they ain't found you.
Yeah, it's easy to pass it.
What's up?
Oh, it's easy to pass it forward. You know what I mean? If you're just under the radar, get in and then fucking, they're like, all right, we could sell the fuck out of this person. They don't have no backstory. They come out of nowhere, but they're smart as fuck. They're talented as fuck. They don't even know it, but hey, let's get them on board,
It's like Haley Welsh. Like some people think that she was the Hawk Tuah girl. I don't know where I stand on that. I don't know if I think she was like, I think she kind of was under the radar. I think she kind of blew up from just some random, TikTok. And then I think they used her afterwards to, it was like a turn and burn, dude. Like they weren't using her for long. Like who's Haley Welsh now? Like I don't think we're going to be hearing a lot about her unless you see a clip from her podcast. Like I don't think it's going to be like anything crazy from here on out, but same idea.
Yeah, they got her with that meme coin. They made their money real quick. They took that shit out, and then they're like, all right, bye, chick. We good off you now.
Yep, dude, I agree 1,000%. I agree.
Definitely got trolled on that one. You know what I mean? And I mean, I really don't feel sorry for her because, but
it's crazy if you think about it though. Like I don't think she knew what was going on. I think her managers probably got all the money, and she probably got 10% or 20% of it.
Yeah,
which is still a lot of money, but I think her managers screwed her as well, dog.
She doesn't know the scope of it. That's why there was no explanation from her. They said that she went to sleep. She said she went to sleep for like a very long time. It was like several days or like several weeks. It was like she was like unresponsive, and the motherfucker was trolling her like, "Damn, that's a long ass sleep that you said you did. That you tweeted. You tweeted you was going to sleep." You ain't awake.
He's like, I'm going in a self-induced coma real quick. Hold my hand, sign these papers, dog.
Knocked herself out, bro, for several days.
That's
was unresponsive, crazy. Not on social media for several days, not responding to anything that was going on in regards to her, their scam. But, it just goes to show you, man, how social media can influence people and how it hasn't only changed comedy, but it's changed our lives forever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, let's put some thought into what we say and post online from here on out. But moving forward up, what are some of your favorite comedy movies, bro?
Shit, man, fucking next Friday, like we were talking Mike Epps, I think he made that movie for me. I mean, a lot of people like Friday more than next Friday, but I think Mike Epps did it for me on that movie, dog.
It grew on me after a few years. It grew on me. Yeah.
Smokey's cool, like he's iconic, but Mike Epps, that motherfucker is funny as fuck, dog. He really like was. Who would he be without his money, dog? Like think about it, like before he had the money. Like before him and his uncle hit the $1 million, he wouldn't be driving that BMW. He wouldn't even be in that big ass house. What the fuck was Mike Epps doing before he was like a baller? You know what I mean?
That's kind of like, I mean, Mike Epps is Day Day, and Day Day is Mike Epps. You know what I mean? That's
why I'm talking about Day Day though. If Day Day was fucking, you know what I mean, not a millionaire, what would he be like? He would be funny as fuck, even more funny probably, dog.
Oh yeah, they should have. Getting clowned on every day. Everybody bagging on that. That's funny, bro. No, but you're right, man. He a funny looking dude, and he just a funny dude in general. That's like funny. That's funny squared. But
I like stoner movies too, like Half Baked, fucking Pineapple Express. You know,
yes,
classic. It's a new classic, but it's still a classic.
Some dumbass, like I like Scary Movie 2, dog. That was like one of my Scary Movie 2 was one of my favorite with fucking the Wayans Bros.
Dude, that was epic. I saw that in movie theaters quick.
Right?
Dude, I think I was 14 or 15 and I was up visiting my pops up in Northern California and he wanted to take us to the movies. He didn't even know what movie we were going to watch, right? We show up, it's either Coyote Ugly or Scary Movie. He did not know.
That's both crazy, good movies. Those are both good movies. You said Coyote Ugly or Scary Movie.
It was, kids? Dude. That was those literally were our options, and at that time frame, like we literally just showed up randomly. I think we ate dinner, and then we just showed up to the movie theater, and we're like, I think my dad and my stepmom, I think their thought process was like, let's just show up. It's getting close to the hour. So let's see, what we can watch. And so it was out of those two. Well, my parents did not know anything about Scary Movie. They didn't know how bad it was. So they took me and my brother, again, we were 13 or 14, whatever year that movie came out. That's how old I was. And I was probably not old enough. Most parents would not have taken their kids at that age to go watch this movie. Like 13
most, or 14,
bro, they
probably
not even maybe. It was really a scary movie.
Like 9,
dog.
like 9
yep.
or 8. Like
yep.
Yeah.
And so so they were slumped down in their seats, like extremely embarrassed. And me and my brother were like, dude, this is the coolest shit. Like, I'll never forget when dude splooged in bed and like the chick went to the ceiling, like stuck her to the ceiling. And I'm like,
bro, that's number 2.
yeah, oh, that was number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
Was it? Wait, no. What was the one where I think one of the Wayans brothers was in a bathroom stall and like puts his ear up to the stall and there's a hole and he gets that? Okay, I'm sorry, that's the one that I saw, dude. But anyhow, absolutely wild, dude. And I think one of the most iconic like comedy movies for my age, being like a 90s baby, that amongst the other movies that you had stated, dude, I mean, I'll never forget those moments. They're just one of the funniest things in the world, dude.
And the funny thing is, you don't even remember what memories was around during that time. You just remember that movie, bro.
Yep.
I don't even remember what the fuck I was going through during those times, but I sure the fuck remember that movie.
Yeah, for real, dog.
You know what I mean? It's just fucking memorabilia, bro. Like non-physical memorabilia. And it's crazy how like movies, how like the film industry and just like cinematography in general has changed our lives, bro. Along with the technology, man, this is just getting weirder and weirder. It's like
it is, dog.
You know, oh man,
dude. I think like 90s babies, bro. We were like the last of the Mohicans, dog. We were like in between, like the 80s and the 2000s. You know what I mean? So we're kind of like a different breed in our own breed. Like these 2000 millennials, like I can't even talk to them. They're so like programmed by like whatever app they use. Like they never even played outside. You know what I mean? I don't know, dog. It's just a different feeling for these other babies, bro.
I remember back in the day we used to be playing hide and seek and like motherfuckers would get stuck on like a roof or some shit and be like, we ain't tell you to hide up there, you big dumbass. The game's over, motherfucker. Motherfucker breaking his arm on the way down and shit. Like, what happened to those days, man?
It was great, dude. We would play guns. So that's what we called it, guns, and we would either use sticks, whatever we had, whatever thing laying around we had, and we would like act like we were on the battlefield and we'd be like shooting, and then we'd go and a lot of motors, a lot of dirt bike riding, a lot of jumps, a lot of doing BMX. Bro, I would spend Saturday morning, dude. I would wake up early. We would get our shovels. We would head out to this big old field. We would have jugs of water and we would sit out there all day long, dude, and just carve out jumps. And then, you know, halfway through the day, we would ask our parents for a couple bucks. We would get like $1.50 a kid, dude. And we would just ride our bikes down to 7-Eleven. We were able to get like a soda, a bag of chips, candy, like all of that for like $2, $1.50. And now, dude, like if I can't send my kid, if she wants to go to the liquor store with one of her friends, usually the other parents will drive them. I want to give her money so she can pick something out if she wants, you know, and I got to give her like $6-7 just so she can get a bag of chips and a soda, dude.
You can't like before you can even have a quarter. Like even if you had a quarter in your pocket, you could buy something like a Laffy Taffy or whatever, you know.
My mind don't even get far enough to the money. My mind wondering what the fuck kind of music playing in the parents' car and shit. While my shit in the fucking car. You know, my shit don't even get to the fucking purchase. You know what I'm saying? So the way this fucking world is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Did your guys' parents ever, like a big thing for me, if it was a weekend, right? And we were hanging out inside the house, like most of the time, that was not allowed. Like unless like me and my friend, and again, this was not always the case. Like occasionally I'd be able to sit down all day with my buddy and we just game all day long. But for the most part, if it was a nice day outside and I was sitting in the room playing video games, hell no, get out of the house. My parents would literally lock me out of the house and my brother until the street lights came on the weekend. And once those street lights came on, it was time to come home and the doors would unlock and we were welcome back in the house. But yeah, other than that, if it was a nice day, you're outside or playing, or we're going to put you to work. So you either play or you're getting put to work.
Shit, they couldn't keep me in the house.
Yeah, dog.
So they could have kept my ass.
I had an unorthodox upbringing, man. I was like unsupervised all the damn time. Me and my cousins, we would play video games, go outside, just do all the fucking degenerate kid shit. You know what I mean? Fucking play video games, go outside, fucking, steal some candy at the liquor store, and then fucking. Like go on missions. Like I remember this one time, dog, my cousin found this little shed with like bunnies in it, right? And he's like, hey, could we get a bunny? This fool snuck in, bro. We were just like out and like looking in a little, like, I don't know, this little window. And then we were watching this fool sneak while the fucking owner was inside the shed tending to his bunnies. And we got caught. He didn't get caught. They're like, hey, what are you guys doing back there? This fool fucking runs out with a bunny, dude. Oh man, we're doing shit like that, dog.
These niggas was trying to fucking learn how to do magic tricks.
He said magic tricks.
That slide, nigga. Bunny in the how to slide. That's fucking weak.
Dude, it was
back to the east side with the bunny in the hat, nigga.
Bro.
Yeah. Yo, it's funny as shit, man. Yeah, man. I grew up in Vegas, so we did a lot of questionable things too. I mean, they couldn't keep me in the house, but I mean, it was for another reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I grew up on farms. I live. Shout out to Trinity over here in the comment section. I live right next to a farm right now. You know what I'm saying? I used to live in Salinas when I was younger, and there was a lot of gangbanging shit going on. And my mom was like, "Yo, fuck that." That was back in the '90s. And my mom was like, fuck that. So we moved to Vegas. There was a lot of gang banging shit out there too. So we were just like, we're just going to deal with this shit because it's everywhere.
I think the internet kind of killed gang banging, bro. And fucking smartphones. It's like if you get banged on now, you just bring out your phone and be like, hey, bro, you threatened my ass, dog.
I'll put this shit out.
Before you have to like pick them out of a lineup and you have to have a witness and shit. Now it's like you don't even have to have a witness no more. You just bring.
You already know who did it. You already know who did that shit.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hey, you right though, because back in the day, like I ain't gonna say no names, but I had a big homie who fucking was a runaway from New York, fucking like a fucked up accident. A bunch of motherfuckers died or some shit like that. Motherfucker ran away to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Started slinging all types of shit to all the young kids in North Las Vegas, man. Nutty Northtown. Shout out to Nutty Northtown, you know what I'm saying? But like, man, growing up in the 90s, yeah, bro, it was different.
It's different, dog. It was different. We had no cell phones. We had no social media. We had a PlayStation with like 3 games. Shit. And we either play that game till fucking when we finish it, or we fucking, when we're done with it, we restart it or go outside and like do some dumb shit, bro.
Yeah, we would climb buildings that wasn't built yet. You know, fucking like big old fucking shopping stores and shit like Vons or like Walmart. Some shit's not even built yet. It's just fucking rebar and fucking planks and shit. Yeah, man. But anyway, yeah. So any future plans you got, man? What you got going on? In the pipeline.
Fucking, I'm just right now I'm just trying to work my set. Hopefully, I could get to. Like at least 45 minutes, hit a fucking headlining set for 45 minutes and then see how that goes. And then run that 45-minute set for like another 6 months and then see where it takes me, bro. A 45-minute set. I mean, it's probably not going to be a good one for my first one, but I feel like I can make it good for what it is. You know what I mean?
You got to start somewhere though, man. And
yeah. And another thing too, bro, what I've been not experimenting, but like kind of like simulating in my head is like mock performances, where it's your people in the crowd, they're giving you, constructive criticism and stuff like that. It's all your people, all funded by you, all constructed by you, all filmed by you. You're in your element, you can you can create your element, know how it feels to be in your element. So once you do get that sauce when you're outside, you know, you're like, oh, I could run with this because I did this before already. So I think like mock performances is the way to go, man, where you get your people involved, you get your community involved, you know, you get, you know, other business associates involved. Everybody has the same interests out, you know, same goals and stuff like that. You get everybody in there. So then there's less stress involved with the actual performance and, that whole aspect of it. You know what I mean? And because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a lot easier to do it in front of a crowd that you're familiar with, friends and shit like that, your social circle. So then I think that's like a good like borderline between your social circle and a bunch of people that you don't know. You know what I mean?
So Salinas is doing a very good job of like incubating comics right now because before there was no comedy scene before us. So I don't if you guys know James Mena, shout out James Mena. He's a big influence in this town and he really likes comedy. So he decided to embark his journey in starting shows. Jay Cohen, he started we all started a little group with 7 people at Last Call. And we're just looking at shops through South Main. That's out of business now, right?
Yeah, shout out to Raw shout out to all the homies, man. Those memories.
Yeah, but see, we started over there. We went to Seaside. We were like averaging I want to say 5 people in the crowd, dog. It was crazy, dude. No shows, only once a week or once a month or whatever. Now there's multiple shows from Salinas to Seaside. We're expanding to Carmel within our comedy group, and we're all kind of putting each other on, you know what I mean? So we're building a very big community, so we're able to kind of branch out and practice our material all up and down the Monterey Peninsula now. So it's fucking amazing, dude. Shout out to Heirloom too, man. They're doing a really good job in promoting us by giving us a platform every week on Thursdays to do open mics. And we did a recent show with 5 local comics or 6 local comics. I hosted it, and we had a turnout of 80 people or 70 people or something. That right there in the main floor of Heirloom, dude. James headlined it, and they're saying they're gonna switch up headliners. So hopefully one day I'll be able to headline that place first before I try headlining somewhere else, you know, or even at XL, because I've gotten the offer to headline at XL, but yeah, whenever that happens, I'll be ready. You know what I mean?
Shout out to XL Public House. Shout out to Heirloom. Is it a pizza? That's a pizza house, right?
Pizza, and then they got good drinks over there. They got a good fucking bar selection, good beer, good top shelf drinks. Some dude, one of the audience members, put me on to one of the tequilas called El Tesoro. And he was talking about how that specific drink uses mature agave with no additives to make it taste better like other tequilas. So when I took that shit down, I could keep that tequila in my mouth and it didn't have no burn, nothing. It tasted sweet as fuck, bro. Sorry, bro. I know Chef is fucking
Hey, no. So seriously, let me just share this real quick with you. That sounds like some damn good tequila, first and foremost. Secondly, the first day that I was or the first night where I'm I'm not gonna have no beer, I'm good. I spent this is really weird, and don't ask me why I did it. I think it just happened subconsciously, but I watched about an hour or two long documentary. I think I watched 2 of them on Vice on this one drug. It's pink cocaine. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's crazy. You gotta look it up. It's
Flocka.
Is it? It's
no.
A bunch of stuff.
No, Flocka is the fucking bath salt. That
shit's bad. That shit's all bad.
What the fuck is the other shit called?
I'm also I've been clean off of heroin for 12 or 13 years, right? So I sat down and watched this whole thing on drugs. Then I watched recipes on how to make these little you use reverse reverse gastronomy, and so you can make. Anyhow, long story short, this girl made like a little mojito drink, but it's in the form of a ball, so you could put the ball in your mouth and then pop it, and you get the whole drink experience. And so, yeah, I was watching a bunch of stuff on all that, so like it really doesn't bother me like at all because I didn't quit drinking for like literally any reason other than I wanted to challenge myself. So it's not like I'm like a recovering alcoholic and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, don't mention beer.
My boy skipped the last meeting.
Yeah. But on that topic of tequila, there's me and my mom's favorite tequila is it's actually pretty inexpensive and it's called Camarina.
Okay.
And for like, I don't know, like $20, dude, a bottle. It is fire when we're talking 20. Because I'm also someone that I do not like Patron.
That's what I compare tequila to, because that's like the mainstream. You know, that's what Shell to you. That's fucking.
That's all it is. That's why I don't like it. It's probably a decent tequila, but like the fact
it's not
that
good, bro. When I took El Tesoro and then I fucking took that shit down, I was like, holy shit, this is a whole different experience than my Patron experience.
What's the other shit? Reposado or Reposado?
Yeah, Reposado. Yep. That one's a good. Casadores is good. They have it would actually be interesting to like dig into this. I forgot exactly the brands that I saw, but like a lot of these brands that like when you look at it, they used to be like a small family owned company in like Mexico, and a lot of them sold out. Like a lot of these, like they all sold out to these bigger companies. So once they do that, you know, the bigger companies are like, you know, we do really like your recipe, but you know, we can cut if we can cut corners, so we could save money, because then it becomes all about saving money.
Or they can instead of a lot more, you know what I mean, rather than quality quantity. Because what this guy was telling me is that there's a certain maturity of agave to put in Patron, or not in Patron, into tequila, that like makes it taste a lot better. But they're putting like unmature agave and they're putting additives and they're doing all this extra shit that's unnecessary to make a good Patron or a good tequila. See, fucking Patron got fucking a hold of me, bro.
You know what's crazy though? According to research and current data that's being shown on the internet, the Filipinos actually helped the Mexicans make tequila. Yeah, it says here Filipinos played a significant role in the development of tequila. Filipino immigrants who arrived in Mexico during the Manila Galilean era brought with them knowledge of distilling coconut sap into the tuba.
Oh, and they showed them what's up. Yeah, they showed them how to make fucking spirits with their...
Yeah, they were already fermenting shit, apparently, but the Filipinos brought the tuba with them, which resulted in distilling. In return, the Mexicans gave us chaparrado. So,
dude, Mexicans and Filipino have a big history here in Cali, dude. Yeah. So, like Filipinos, from what I read, the Delano strikes. So there's this Filipino activist called his name is Larry Italon, and he actually started like the Delano strike for the grapes. And then the Mexicans were kind of hesitant. They were starting their own group, but like whatever field worker or whatever like foreman was kind of like dividing Filipinos and Mexicans, dude. And then Larry Italon, he reached out to Cesar Chavez and be like, hey, bro, we need you guys because we're so old. We're so old that we can't lead this movement like you guys. And you guys are strength in numbers, you know what I mean? And he kind of talked Cesar Chavez into starting the Delano strikes, dude.
So what was the Delano strike? It was the Delano grapes. So, but what was it? They were like...
It was a farm, so for better wages, better working conditions, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Delano grape strike, a non-violent protest that took place in Delano, California from 1965 to 1970. The strike was organized by the Agricultural Workers Organizing Committee. It's an AWOC. Predominantly Filipino labor group. Shout out to the Filipino.
Filipino.
To fight for the better pay, fight for better pay, working conditions for farm workers. And the strike began September 8, 1965. Filipino farm workers walked off the job in protest of the wage cut. Yeah, Filipinos already deal with a lot of corrupt politics.
Hell yeah.
So you take them out of the Philippines where they actually got a shot, where they actually got a chance.
Yeah, that's what they said. I mean? That's what they said. I talked to
do whatever they can, bro.
I talked to this historian person. Fucking, they said a lot of the Filipinos already like did strikes in the Philippines, so they brought their knowledge over here and started strikes over here with what they had pretty much. And I have a joke. I'm like, hey, man, you know how hard you have to work, Filipinos and Mexicans, for them to strike, bro?
Oh, my God, dude.
They'll work in any fucking conditions. Boy, they'll work while the mosquitoes biting them, bro. They'll work in the same ocean, the saltwater crocodiles.
For them to strike, you have to work.
They got to be pissed. They got to be pissed. The fuck off, dude. Like, yeah. No, I get that because I working up in again Northern California in the wine industry, it was primarily Hispanics that were picking the grapes, and then they would also have people from what country? Damn it! I
Asians
forgot the
fucking Mexicans.
No. Like a European, because wherever they came from,
Sicilian?
they would have. No, we would have our harvest here, and we have our harvest for grapes in like September. August, September is when we harvest our grapes. So they would come and harvest our grapes, do our whole harvest, which is about a month long or so. And then when they got back home, it was time for them to harvest their grapes. So it's a huge business, and I've picked grapes, and it's not easy work. I mean, you're out there in the middle of these vineyards, and it is freaking hot. It is freaking hot. And
you're talking to Farmer John right now.
Yeah, dude. Mad respect, dude, to the Filipinos, to the Hispanics, to all those that are in the agricultural industry and are out there picking our fruits and vegetables because,
hell yeah, dog.
As you know, Ariz, like that's no joke, man. And you look at especially California when we're talking, it gets hot, man. It gets hot out there,
dog.
And they're out there, dude, picking away so we can have our wine, so we can have our prunes, so we can have our hops, we can have
salads,
our beer, everything, dude, everything.
Yeah, Philippines is a major importer of coconuts too.
Oh,
so
really,
a lot of the coconuts that people will be eating, it comes from the Philippines.
They're number two.
What?
I think. Number 2 to fucking to India.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, now in the Philippines, quick question. In the Philippines, right? So when we think about like alcohol, we have like Russian, they got vodka, right?
Got everything, to be honest. Go ahead.
Mexico, no, you're good. Mexico, tequila, and then United States. What do we have? Smirnoff and B&Js and wine coolers. Not really. I don't even know what we specialize in. But what's like the drink of the Philippines?
I think it's San Miguel, right?
San Miguel is the beer. San Miguel and Red Horse are the main beers.
What about hard alcohol? Do you guys have a drink?
Hard liquor, to be honest with you, I don't know any major brands. That you would have to probably talk to one of my kuyas about that.
Not even brands, but type of alcohol.
Yeah. They drink gin.
Okay, gin. Okay.
Yeah, it's called a Ginebra San Miguel gin. Look that shit up, man.
They drink gin.
Yeah, that gin is crazy. I don't know what's gin fermented from.
In the word
juniper berries is gin.
In the words of one of my nephews, we went spearfishing and then we drink all the gin and we buy all the cigarettes. That's what he said. That's exactly what he fucking said. Yep. So they smoke all the cigarettes, drink all the gin, and they be getting like some poison from some blowfish, getting high off that. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that bottle is fucking iconic right there. My grandpa drank that shit straight out the bottle, dog.
For real though, huh? Probably all our fucking Lolos.
Yeah, bro. I remember I lived in the Philippines. I remember buying that specific bottle for the party from like a little market, like a corner market. You know what I mean? You know those little stands they have, Oris?
Dude, I want to go back, bro. Like,
dog. Real, it's crazy out there.
I low key miss being out there. The only reason why I'm not out there is because I got pets.
Yeah.
I love my pets. Taking care of them. But we live longer than our pets. So when the day comes, I'll be out there for an extended period of time and I'll enjoy it. But yeah, man, Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to the agricultural industry and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But we kind of veered off on that. Back to what we were saying, man. We do got an upcoming event over in Pacific Grove, California. Shout out to the 831s.
Lighthouse Cinemas.
Yeah, shout out to Lighthouse Cinemas. We're gonna be in there. I'm hoping to get James Meta in there. I'm hoping to get Nate in there. James, Jay Cohen. We got a lineup of some really great artists and stuff like that. And what I'm trying to do is donate a portion of the proceeds to either Thailand or the victims of Palisades. We're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, we'll live stream it. It's a Cave event. It's a Bentley Records event. It's a Lighthouse Cinema event. It's an 831 event. Everybody pop up. I have a special announcement, coming up on the fucking day of the rehearsal. So for the artists, who pop up and perform, shout out to y'all. And I got something special for y'all. And I got something special for the people who attend as guests. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's taking part in that project. Shout out to Nate. Shout out to the Cave and all that. So moving forward, man, is there anything that you want to add, from your comedic experience, your expertise, any tips, anything that you want to give to some of our viewers, just kind of generalizing here?
Well, I would say just keep grinding, keep doing your thing. Fucking like it's very general for me, man. Like, because everybody has their own path. So follow your path, take your lickings and learn from them. If you're going into comedy, just know that find your local spots to do comedy, open mics, whatever. Talk to the local comics. They're always generous. I mean, not all of them are always generous, but, usually we want this game to keep getting bigger. So as far as like entertainment and shit, man, just keep a close-knit group. Come up with them and then bring people in that we're going to benefit each other. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say about that, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's love, man. And, everybody out here in Salinas generally has that kind of mindset. So, like, I'm grateful for everybody out here, in the hometown and stuff like that.
We a small, big town, dog.
Yeah, it is, man. We
a small, big town, dog.
We're super involved, man. We're super involved. We provide a lot of the produce for the U.S. We're like the secret capital of California, and then also, Monterey County, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come over here. A lot of the really famous people own homes here in Monterey County. You know what I mean? In California is where they get away. They hide, and they got a nice buffer zone of hippies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I honestly think they're trying to keep us a secret, dog, because what I mean? They don't want nobody coming over here.
Nope.
They don't want nobody like destroying their shit.
they got a few people who come through for the fucking the Cali Roots Festival and the Jazz Festival and some of the races and stuff like that. And
we do have all that shit, huh?
We got the golf event. There's all of that is.
We have the PBA tour. We have, you know what I mean?
It's all very pristine and very prestige, but like you'll see some people like my fucking little brother. Shout out to Easy Money AC. He saw Schoolboy Q. You know what I mean? Schoolboy Q was fucking over there and fucking on by the plaza. You know what I'm saying? Over there by Monterey.
Yeah, like so, Daniel Glover was out in fucking right there at that one spot, that Deja Blue, that chicken spot.
Shit.
Yeah.
Deja Blue. Somebody had a picture of fucking John Mayer at the Bearded Bean.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
damn, imagine if he did a set over there, dude. Have you been to Campanos? Do you see the fucking? You know what Campanos is?
No, I ain't been there
yet. It's a sandwich spot on top of the hill at Pacific Grove, and there's fucking he has like Jessica Alba, Justin Bieber, fucking dude, all these like A-list celebrities going through for his sandwich spot, dog.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, dude, go check out Campanos, dog. It's a good ass sandwich spot. It might be a little bit inflated now, but get the number 27. It's a chicken sandwich, and that's what I recommend over there, dog. It's like a little army, like it's an army theme, and he has like a bunch of different sodas, like different chips from like all over the world and shit. But it's a very small spot ran by like an Italian dude, like a grumpy ass Italian dude, dog.
Fucking sounds like Monterey, man. There's a bunch of grumpy ass Italian motherfuckers walking in. Do you like Kanye? Do I like Kanye's new songs? They really want us to talk about Kanye's new songs. Oh my god!
Hey, I just listened to that shit and it was kind of crazy, dog. Like it was
wild, dude.
It wasn't produced well or nothing. It's like he just wanted to tell us something, dog.
I mean, which one are you talking about? The one where he sucked his cousin?
Yeah, that's the newest one I heard.
No, there's another one where he's hailing Hitler.
Oh, I didn't see that one, bro.
I mean, if you want to talk about production wise, the Hail Hitler song sounded doper.
Oh, really?
But I mean, I don't support it. I don't support it. You know what I mean? Not at all. But I mean, the actual song itself is, you know what I mean? The production is well put. You know what I mean? Funny. Whoever was on the boards, you know, they did that shit well. I don't know if it was Kanye or him or his producer, his engineer or something like that. But he got a song called Hail Hitler. You know, I don't condone any kind or form of hate whatsoever. You know what I mean? So it's not like I don't agree or I don't disagree. I'm just like, what's the
like?
word?
Is it a history song? Like, at least like give me his biography so I learn something. You know what I mean? Like, why did he do it?
Right. I mean, why did he do it? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's all just to promote the album that's going to come out, right? You put out some shit that's going to be extremely controversial and it's going to draw eyes. He's already on the other end of the spectrum right now when it comes to social media and media in general. You know, he kind of just burnt every single bridge that he had. So he kind of got to just rock with it now. This boy is Sasuke from Naruto. He's killing everybody from the villages. You know what I'm saying? So he don't give a fuck right now.
Speaking of new music video, did you guys see that fucking Snoop Dogg video? New music video?
No.
No, it's pretty trippy, dog. He like starts like as a human and then it gets very animated all the way through. I think it's AI generated, but I was high when I watched it and and it was very interesting, dog. Like I got stuck in like the media, the motion pictures and all that stuff, but I think he just put it up like a couple days ago. It's already at 10 million views, dog.
AI video of Snoop Dogg, huh? Let me. I'm gonna look this up. But while I look this up, I'm gonna just kind of get into this little AI shit right now, man. This shit is fucking me up, man. Because they had a clip of this girl talking some shit, you know, about relationships. She grabbed the mic or something like that, and you know, I'm like watching this video. I'm like, damn, bro, like. This is crazy, man. This is super influential, you know, because she's speaking on a topic that a lot of people is like real concerned about. And I look at the damn microphone, motherfucker got 6 fingers. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a legitimate 6 fingers. Like this shit is like fucking. This shit look like somebody hit the smear on and then copy pasted on fucking Photoshop.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? When you look closely, bro. But it's just like one little thing, bro. You can't tell anymore.
Yeah,
you just can't, bro. And I'm just like, this shit is getting out of hand, bro.
Hey, you guys sign fucking AI fucking labels, like AI fucking rappers or anything like that? I think that's gonna be a big ass industry eventually, dog.
It will. It for sure will. It will. If it's not already up and going, it will.
I don't think so.
Is nuts,
I don't think so. Because the computers have not caught up with more intricate lyrical structures.
Like emotionally.
Not only that.
Tones of voice, like you know, tone is very important in rap and
not only Not only that, but I think like the actual rhyming structure. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of syllables that you're rhyming, the where you're placing those syllables. If you're rhyming multiple sections of each line, you know what I mean? Because you could say hate and great, or you could say resonate and contemplate. You know, so you could there's different dimensions to how you segment your words and how you pronounce them and stuff like that, and your accents, how you elongate rhyming things that don't rhyme and shit. You know, that I don't think that AI has gotten to that point yet.
You're saying when they get to that point, though, it's going to be fucking a game changer then.
Once they get to that point, it won't even matter. They will have already mastered things that are way beyond the usefulness of just knowing how to rap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, he's gonna be doing far greater shit than.
But you know, greedy people, bro, they want their hands in any industry, and if they could do the least amount of work possible, they're gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. They
will.
Know,
there's no egos in AI, bro. It's just like, hey, do this, fucking let me tell you what to do, and then that's what a lot of people want, you know, or like a lot of top people want.
Music's already kind of doing it because you know, they've been lately there's been a trend I've noticed of like AI generated fucking graphics.
Yeah.
You know, so they'll have a graphic design for their song, it's AI generated.
Yeah, you know, I've seen so like a cartoon concert, dog, with like a cartoon figure. And then like hella people go watch this cartoon figure, and it's like, bro, you in this fucking AI fucking cartoon figure to dance on a big ass movie theater screen, and you're paying like concert prices for this shit. It's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Here's a question though. As a parent, would you rather your child ask you for $20 for this online ticket to go watch their favorite fucking Muppet sing their favorite song, or would you rather your kid ask for $20 to go out into the world and go see some random rapper who's on some random set of drugs singing a random better song?
That's true.
Songs.
As a parent,
you know what I mean? As a parent, you know, it's just more conducive for multiple parties, and that's why it's so dangerous and it's so scary because it's powerful. Its usefulness,
I agree,
it's way beyond the reaches of what we can comprehend. You know what I mean? This whole AI, this whole technological era that's being ushered in. You know, so I think that, you know, while we enjoy these new commodities, we should be wary. You know, we can still get hacked. Motherfuckers can still get cyber attacked. So just be very careful with your information and what you're subscribing to and all these different companies that you're buying products off of and stuff like that, because you really don't know at the end of the day. So, yeah. And I think we could leave it off at that. Is there any extra plugs that you want to put in? Any future events? Any shout outs that you want to give?
Nah, just follow me, comedian named Nate. I just started my media presence. So if y'all could follow that, give me a follow. I'll highly appreciate it. Shout out to the crew, fucking homegrown humans by humor, or however you say it. And then shout out to all the comedians out there: James Mena, Lemon Pepper Chicken, Greg Mayo. They're all local comedians over here doing their thing, growing comedy. So shout out to them. I'm at the XL at the last Saturday of every month, and I'm at Heirloom Pizza trying out new jokes every Thursday. Whenever I can, I try to go out to San Jose or Santa Cruz, which they have a lot of open mics there. But if you want to find me in Salinas, come to XL at the last Saturday of every month, or Prunedale 101 Wine Press. So
let's go.
See up.
Well, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. I had a blast. We got into some comedy, right? We got a little behind the scenes of what it's like starting up with comedy, getting up there, breaking the fear, standing up in front of a crowd of people and giving it your best shot. And yeah, that was awesome, Nate. I wish you nothing but the best, brother. You and the whole crew that you're rolling with. And I'll tell you what, if I'm ever next time I'm up closer to your area, you best believe we'll be popping in and supporting you and the rest of the crew.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have an after party after that
Thank you so
show.
much, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's love, bro. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Chef, for being here.
Let's go.
It's just dope, man. Linking all these content creators and seeing what we can come up with and ensuring that everybody has content in the pipeline. You know what I mean? Because we just want to keep it. We just want to keep it rolling, right? Keep the presence stronger and keep the energy flowing. So yeah, man. Shout out to Salinas. Shout out to the Cave. Shout out to everybody here, man. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, stuff like that. Nate, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of the future event.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. This is going to be a Cave event. This is going to be an 831 event, so in the future it's going to be bigger, brighter. I want to move us down to Anaheim. I want to take us to Las Vegas. Whoever's equipped for that kind of journey, man, let's party, bro. Let's do it.
If you make your way down to Anaheim, bro, I'll be there, and I think the rest of the gentlemen over at the Cave, that's kind of close to their neck of the woods as well. So
yes,
yeah,
sir.
looking forward to it, man. Thank you,
man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll get you next time, bro. Next episode, we get you on. We'll get some of your content flowing, and we'll analyze some of your jokes, man. I'm sure you'll have a lot more footage out by then. So yeah, until then, it's your boy O from the 8. We got Chef in the building. We got a comedian named Nate. It's O Rees 831 K. We signing off right now.
Yeah.
Boom. Good shit.
Man. Thanks. Y'all.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, I got O Rees sent me over your Instagram. I'd like to get you on too, dude. I have another show. My main show called Sunday Night Secret Societies. We go live every Friday night, and almost every Friday night. But I record shows too, and I got my boy, my co-host Hank, and you made your appearance over here, and I'm sure you'll be back. But I'll hit you up, dude, and I'd love to get you on over on my show, and we'll get it if you want to get into some conspiratorial. Crazy stuff. Sometimes we do a little Bible talk, little scripture. But yeah, other than that, we dig into conspiracies, just like over here at the Cave.
Bro. Yeah, I'm down for all that, dog. I love.
It'll give you another set of audience to spread the word about the clubs you're working at and the crew you're working with, and that's kind of the whole idea, man. Like. Is just to spread the word, spread the love, and I would much rather get like small independent upcoming people, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're an actor, actress, whether again comedian or you're a cook or what, it doesn't matter, man. I just like to get that out there to the people, and yeah, it's fucking awesome.